Go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Off the Top. Is that what it is, y'all? Is it off the top? Or are we just in the building? We are in the building for this on the spot raw review. Kiddo, Brian, what's good, fellas?
What is good? What is good, my
Oh
brother?
man.
All right, so quick, before we even start, we're going to give it to him off the top. What do y'all rate Monday Night Raw? Let's start with Brian.
I rated a good 8. There was a lot of good stuff in there today. A lot of gems.
Okay, Kiddo.
Can't go as high as an 8. I'll give it because of the Cody promo a 6.
Okay, that's fair. But you know what? There were a lot of high points, some low points, but I'm going to go. I think 5's too harsh. I think I'm going to go 6 as well. But let's talk about the show because everybody was kind of wanting Chad Gable to get this Mania spot. And last week, we thought that they were kind of do the Cody crybaby thing and push him into that spot. But based on what happened tonight, it doesn't really look like he's going to get it. But we'll talk about all of that. Let's take it from the top. Yeah. And we got to talk about Jey Uso, who started off the show. Brian, can you run us through this segment?
Yeah, man. So Jimmy and Jey. Oh, boy. I'll be honest. I'm not too crazy a fan of the build with Jimmy and Jey. But so far, I mean, today it's looking pretty good. They're solidifying it just a little bit more. Just wish that there was more done and it had time to build. Obviously, this is something that we've been looking at and we're like, okay, we know for sure it's going to happen, but I felt like they could have done a better job building it, just giving it a little more time to cook with their promos and everything like that. Those are just my 2 cents when it comes to that feud.
Yeah, they have been building it for a long time, but I don't know, having them on separate shows, building up this feud, I feel like this was the first time we saw them together since the Royal Rumble. Is that correct?
Second time.
Second time?
Yeah.
Maybe even the third time, but the 2 times were super brief at the end of the show. So.
Agreed.
Yeah, not really memorable. That's the problem. They got to create magic. When you got 2 twin brothers in there cooking, you got to create magic with them. And I don't know what it is. It seems like Jey can kind of keep it together, but when Jimmy gets there, they kind of looks like they want to smile and joke with each other. So even before Jimmy punched him tonight, I still don't even know in the part. Even before Jey punched him tonight, he looked like he wanted to smile, and then he finally attacked him. What did you think about this segment, kiddo?
Oh man. Your comments about the Royal Rumble is really right, because that was one of their biggest chances to really start off this rivalry or give it the sense of grandeur that it needs. But nothing happened at the Royal Rumble. They just came out first, second, and we were like, okay, here you go. Something's going to happen. Nope, nothing. And then after that, Jimmy interrupted Jey a couple of times, cost him a couple of matches, cost him the Intercontinental Championship. So it's logical that they would go to the WrestleMania match, but that's it. We're getting the bare minimum with this feud. That's what it feels like. Sure, the feud is happening, but there's nothing else. And Brian, I thought you would stay more on Jimmy Uso specifically because...
I was going to get to that, but he is
interesting.
I'll be honest, man. And I'll say that he's playing his character pretty well, because it's funny because when he's really serious, I cannot take him serious, bro. I'm like, bro, Jimmy, what are you like? When he was like, now you number one in merch, and he'll start staring into the yeet shit. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you, bro? Like he a clown for real. He funny, bro. But if you've seen Jimmy before, you know that he's funny. It's just man, I really want to believe him, but it is tough to get there with him, because it's just, even when he's serious, man, I'm laughing at him. So
yeah, he's like, I'm gonna slap the yeet out of you, and then he punched him. Looked like he wanted to laugh when he said that. But after the face off, and these two kind of got the mean muggy face off like the Street Profits, they started throwing down, and they were jumping Jey, and Cody Rhodes came out. Yeah. They blew the pop. They brought him out there early in the suit, hitting these Cody cutters, and that was our Cody action for the night. So do y'all think this is leading into something at WrestleMania? Because Jey, at the end of the day, he's an Uso. So does he come out? Uso rules, or what did The Rock call it?
Bloodline rules.
Bloodline rules. Does he come out and join the Usos and everybody together take down Cody Rhodes? Are they building something here?
Would that be overbooking?
I think that would play a big role. I don't think they should do this, and not just because I'm a Cody fan, of course, but I think this would be a move that I don't think you pull the trigger on at this point. We've seen it happen already with Jey. We've seen it happen with Jimmy, where we thought that he was face and then he flipped it. We've seen this story already get extended more than 2-3 times. At this point, it's like Jay is one of your most over stars on Monday Night Raw. He is your number one merch seller at times, not all the time, but at times. And Jay's been cooking, man. I mean, I know that he hasn't really won that many matches, but it just speaks volumes how over he is. I don't think you blow that and turn him heel again and do this whole bloodline thing all over again. Those are just my 2 cents.
Yeah, but I mean that's what they've been doing, man. Going back and forth with
Yeah.
these guys in the bloodline. But you know what? Maybe this is the end, but I don't see it. I don't know. Just having one Uso separated from the rest of the bloodline, I think it all comes together at the end. I think he will be over there with The Rock and the rest of them, and we'll see how it goes. But I mean, it's a good point. It would kind of feel like it's overbooking, but you know, I wouldn't hate it, especially if it causes Cody to lose the story. I would love it.
Yeah.
With Seth
So,
Rollins being
after
there.
this story,
Seth Rollins.
huh?
No, he said with Seth Rollins being there. I was like, Seth Rollins? I mean, oh, man, I don't know. That'd be tough.
Seth Rollins is another wild card.
Yeah.
That's another wild card. Something else we definitely can talk about when we get to their segment. But after this, I believe this is where we went to DIY.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all have any
Generation
strong
X.
feelings about this match?
Yeah.
Brian, I think you liked it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it was a fun match.
I think it was
like
a
the
fun
ending.
match. It was a really fun match, and now you guys see here what we had basically tonight. But I think it was pretty good in my opinion. I didn't mind the match. I kind of wish I saw the Creed brothers in the ladder match. I know a lot of people have a hard on for DIY, but me personally, I'm kind of think it's over with. That's NXT, so leave that there. But hey, man, I'm not mad at it. It was a great match, but I would have loved to see like some of the spots the Creed brothers would have done throughout that ladder match at Mania.
Yeah, man. Hate to hear you say that, though, man. Hate to hear you say that it's over for DIY because they were cooking back in the NXT days when they were together. And then when they separated, put them back together, separated them again. Didn't matter what you did with them. But on the main roster, you just feel like they really haven't caught in that fire.
Mhm.
And honestly, I thought they were going to put the Brutus brothers, like the Creed brothers. I thought they were going to go over in this match because while they are very generic, it seems like those are the guys they are invested in right now. So
agree.
I'm surprised DIY took it.
They are super generic. They also cannot wrestle, so I don't think they trusted him in a ladder match. Like, remember when Shotzi was in there and all the botches she did? Because I
Yeah.
still do it every night. I think about them and I cry myself to sleep. So I don't think they're gonna want a situation like that. And guess what? They're young. These Brutus guys, I forgot their name. Creed brothers. They're also like they got a new team. They got 10 years, 15 years, 20 years maybe. So they'll figure it out. They'll be in the next WrestleMania 5 years later. DIY, the reason I don't think they gotten over is because they just don't let Ciampa talk. Whenever he talks, he steals the show. Just let him talk, and I think DIY will be over. But yeah, they have been underwhelming. Still, I prefer them to be at WrestleMania, and I think they're gonna give a better performance overall. And like I said, I like the ending where they super kicked into the roll up. It was just a nice ending. Like even the crowd who normally doesn't care about DIY or the Creed brothers, let's be honest, they were like up for that finish. So it was a good match. It did what it needed to do, and I think the right people won.
Yeah, for sure. I think the right people won too because Brian, you sing Julius Creed and those brothers, you sing their praises all the time, saying they're really good.
Yeah, I
Right?
truly like them. I think they're impressive.
Do you think they could come around if they get like another gimmick? Do you think they should have like some type of wrestler gimmick or should they just stay the course?
I feel like they have some sort of wrestler gimmick right now to me, and I think a lot of people are not grasping or gravitated towards it, which I completely understand. It's a really, really generic gimmick. It seems like they can't really cut a promo. So to me, it's really, really tough for people to get behind them. But just in terms of wrestling and their style, I'm really a fan of them, and I think that they could go into WrestleMania next year as tag team champions if they step it up.
Yeah, and they do definitely have a wrestler gimmick right now. But what I meant was a wrestler gimmick like these two guys are from the graveyard and they're zombies and they're coming to, the Vince McMahon type goofy gimmick.
Nah, I think you keep them away from that goofy gimmick because, like I said, I really like the fact that they wrestle and they do cool spots within the match. But like I said, man, they have to come with something less generic. And then it's like if you're gonna come in with a singlet, at least have the singlet really pop. The singlet is just like a white singlet with a logo on it. It looks like a high school singlet, bro. It literally looks like my high school wrestling singlet. We need better.
Exactly. Coming out there in the gray, big booty singlets. Come on, fellas. We got to do better than that. But what do y'all think about this? What you say, kiddo?
Where's Ivan Nile? She's missing. Like, did she
I,
get injured?
no, I think she's cut. I
Mm.
think she's done. I don't think I like not cut
Oh,
from WWE, but from
Oh,
that tag team. It's just the Creed brothers now. I think they're doing it without her because I mean it's been like 2 or 3 months since they brought up the Creed brothers. I don't see where she's at, and she's been backstage and stuff. So I don't know.
fair enough.
yeah. So what do y'all think about this tag team qualifier thing as a whole? Do y'all think it's been hitting, or do y'all care about any of the tag teams in here and really want to see them make it through?
I can start by saying this. They clearly don't care about the tag team titles. I mean, the Judgment Day have been holding them for a while, and they've really not have anything interesting besides the R2 stuff. It feels like for the last 6 months. Obviously, it's not been that long, but that's how it feels like. R2 has been the main stage, and so like at WrestleMania, they were like, "Oh crap, okay, we'll just throw this together," which I don't hate. It's better than just a generic tag team match that we saw like in Elimination Chamber with the Brawling Brutes or the new tag team. I cannot remember the name. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, like their new tag team name, whatever it is. British Collective.
Masturbates.
Yeah, the Masturbators. So yeah, I think I like this because at least the match itself is going to be entertaining. And is this going to be a ladder match, by the way, or just
No, this
crazy?
this is a ladder match.
There
That's
you
why I
go.
wanted the Creed brothers in there so bad.
I got you. But yeah, I think it's going to be fun. It's better than nothing, in my opinion.
Man, but if they put them titles on Awesome Truth, man, I like it's cool because it seems like they're really over with the crowd, but to me it just doesn't stand out. That's another thing of the past as well to me. It just feels, man, like the Usos, they really elevated that title like to the point where it was really, really important, and now it just feels like it's really been downgraded. And obviously, we know the Bloodline story played a huge part with that, but ever since the Judgment Day took the titles, man, it feels like the title's been downgraded. Like nobody cares about it anymore.
Yeah, and I'm kind of back in the spot where I'm thinking to myself, like, who are the tag team champions again? Who are the tag team
Yeah.
champions? And that's not a good spot to be in.
No.
So, who are the women tag team champions?
Oh well, I don't know if they're gonna relinquish him or not, but Asuka's injured.
Oh yeah, right. It was Asuka
Kabuki
got injured?
Warriors.
I didn't know
Asuka's
that.
apparently injured. Yeah, like she hurt her knee.
Oh, that's bad.
We don't know the extent of it, but it can hurt some WrestleMania plans for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is bad. That's a bad one. She's a big piece for them, so we'll see where that goes.
Yep.
But before we move on, I do want to touch on the fact that Andrade El Idolo, is that what he's still going by? Well,
I think
he's
so.
back in
Might be.
WWE, and it looks like they're doing something with him and the Judgment Day. Is that a good match? Do we even see the Judgment Day moving past WrestleMania?
I mean, with Damien Sandow, not Sandow, Damien Priest. Oh
Shout out
my
to Damien
goodness, I worked
Sandow.
out.
Jeez, boy.
Who we saw today in the Ultra Pro Wrestling
2014.
trailer.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna be replaced by Andrade Cien Almas potentially, and well, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre is a match ripe for a cash in.
Yep.
So he might be just moving on his own into that direction. I think what you said might be true, Kenny.
Yeah. But you know what? Maybe they tell the Edge story again where they take out Finn. Like, remember they kicked Edge out? Like, you're the leader here. You got to
The
go.
oldest.
I don't know. Maybe he comes over and takes it up. So I don't know. Interesting stuff. We'll see that. What do you think, Brian? Would you want to see him join the Judgment Day?
Oh, he's crying.
Oh man, personally, to me, I
That's
don't know
what
if
you
this
don't
is.
care
I don't
about?
know. I don't know if this is the best move for Andrade, in my opinion. I would have really liked to see him as a single star, but if this is the best you got for him, man, then I guess let's pull the trigger.
Yeah. He's definitely a single star, but you got to build him back up because he's coming in cold. He wasn't even hot in AEW, so he does need to kind of get that fire up under him before you do something big with him. So we'll see where they go there. But Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Shout out to Indy Hartwell and Kaden Carter. What did y'all think about this match?
Well, before even the match started, was it when the match started? I'm not sure, but they replayed the segment from last week,
I don't
which
know
is
why
one of the
they would
worst
do that to
segments
themselves.
of the decade. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was questioning too. So that kind of started us off on the wrong foot, let's say. But this match itself was like, it was okay. It did its job, I guess, but it was nothing special to me.
You're stupid and your brother's dead and I hate both of you. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah,
yeah, like for me, I think it just did more character development than anything, even though it's not the greatest. Because you have Indy and Candace. It looks like Indy is kind of disagreeing on how Candace is acting upon other wrestlers. So I don't know, man. To me, they got to figure out what they're doing with that, but it got to be better acting than last week because boy was that horrible.
yeah, pretty bad, pretty bad. You know what? I like Indy. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they are going to end up turning her heel or are they just going to play it. I don't know. I have no idea where they're going with it, but I'm interested though. That's the most I could say that positive about these women for a long time.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I thought Candace, I can't even remember their names. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. I
Yeah.
think they wanted to make them hot when they were the tag team champions, but it just didn't work. So at least they didn't fall off the face of the earth like they do in some other places. So we'll let them cook. We'll see where they go
yeah.
with it. Anything else y'all got to add to their narratives?
I
No.
gotta say, I
Oh,
like what's it, Candace? Yeah, her being serious and actually like winning matches without caring about what happens, just like Drew McIntyre nowadays. Like, yeah, you're in a wrestling show, you're in a wrestling match. Your objective is to win. I don't care if they question it. I don't care. If you won, you won. So I do like that. And the fact that I really didn't care about any of these women, and now I kind of sort of care about Candace if they continue this well. I think that's a good thing. Indy though, and the rest of the other tag team, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, good luck to them because they just dance, I guess. That's it.
Yeah. And I don't mind watching them dance, so let them keep cooking. Anything else you got, Brian?
no, I'm good, man.
All right, so after this, we move into the big segment of the night, but this wasn't the only one. Cody Rhodes, we see him walking backstage. He put out a tweet saying, "Sorry for what I'm about to say."
Yeah.
Now, we did go ahead and break this down in another video that went up right before this one, so make sure y'all go check it out. We'll put it up on a card at the end of the screen, but definitely some interesting stuff going on there for Cody Rhodes, so make sure y'all check it out.
You liked it.
After
We
the
liked
Cody
it.
Rhodes promo, we get Dominic Mysterio versus Ricochet. Shout out to Samantha Irvin.
Yes, sir.
So Ricochet beat Dominic Mysterio. Do y'all think that was a good decision?
Honestly, Ricochet has been down bad these last couple months.
That's
So
why I asked.
yeah, I don't mind him winning the match at all. And it was rumored for a while that we're getting Ricochet and Seth Rollins, which in my opinion would have banged as a feud, but it never happened, obviously. So good on Ricochet for finally getting a win. It's been a while, so I'm definitely not upset at it. I'm cool with it, honestly.
All right.
Yeah.
And next we got the pretty big segment. Sami Zayn and Chad Gable spoke to each other. Do either of y'all remember what they were speaking about or want to run this one down?
Oh, I remember perfectly, bro. So my boy Chad Gable is telling Sami Zayn that he doesn't think he can do it. He doesn't think he can win the match. He doesn't think he can win the big one. He feels like it's a psychological game with my boy Gunther, and he has to lock in. You know what I'm saying? So the question for me is, and I know that I'm kind of answering this back with a question, is Chad Gable was being featured a lot in this feud after what happened to him last week. Like, where does this leave Chad Gable? Like, are they featuring him this much? Because there's only 2 episodes of Raw left, and Rocky is gonna take the 3rd hour on the last episode before
Let him have it.
we go home. So he only has about 5 hours to get into this match if he is gonna get into it. So I don't know, man. What do you guys think about this one?
Well, Alpha Academy did lose the tag team match, the qualifier match too. So Chad Gable cannot even be involved in that match when it comes to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I was thinking for the longest, maybe they will do something crazy, maybe a smaller scale Daniel Bryan ordeal where in the beginning of the night 1 or night 2, he will make his way into the match by winning another or just doing something. But I feel like in the next few weeks, we're going to see Chad Gable somehow make his way into the match. Maybe he'll, at the very least, be in the corner of Sami Zayn. Who knows? But the fact that they're still featuring him, the fact that he's in a suit, the fact that he had on 180 again after so long, after months and months after his feud with Gunther, he's serious now. Like, if they're doing this for no reason, that would be like the most randomest thing. So I for sure see Chad Gable at WrestleMania around this title picture. and it would be, I don't think too crazy to say he'll be in the match and this will be a triple threat. Um,
I don't.
but I cannot be 100% certain.
I
But
don't think it's
yeah,
crazy at all, and I think the triple threat match would be perfect for Chad Gable because you have Sami Zayn take the pin. I think Sami Zayn is one of the guys you have take do the job. Sami had his moment last year. Give another guy their moment, and I think this is a way for Gunther to kind of get elevated into the world title picture without having to take that pin on his own. And the narrative of he hasn't been pinned on the main roster, that's the one you take. But Kenny, sorry if I took your your
No,
point, my boy.
I wasn't. I was going to
Yeah.
dispute that, but I think
there
you
you go.
cooked. You put it
Okay.
all, wrapped it all together in a nice bow and
Yeah.
cooked. Because I was going to say, if this is going to be Chad Gable's star-making performance, he needs to pin Gunther. I was
Okay.
going to that's where I was at. But when you said this is a way to get around that, put Gunther in the world championship picture, I never got pinned to lose my championship.
Yeah.
That's the perfect way to do it.
Great. And you
Is
don't
it?
damage Gunther in the process, in my opinion. Even though I don't
What do
think
you
Chad
think?
Gable pinning him would damage him, but I think this is a way
I
you
think it
protect
would.
the record.
I think it would. Because how do you get pinned by Chad Gable and then say, well, now I want a world title shot?
True. And I think
I
Sami
mean,
Zayn is basically kind of just there right now. He can he can afford to lose to Chad Gable. He's been there for a while now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sammy doesn't. It's not gonna change anything. It's the middle way to do it for sure. And I would have actually disagreed with you, but when I look at the way they presented Chad Gable, like if they presented him seriously with him beating named opponents and doing good stuff, if he
Exactly.
beat Gunter, then like oh, sucks for Gunter, but whatever. He lost to Ilya Dragunov. What like after like a million day run? Look at him
Hmm.
now. That was gonna be my point, but Ilya Dragunov was always presented as like a crazy, uh, you know,
He's wild.
MFer, let's say. Yeah, so you could always see him actually win. Chad Gable, I get your guys' point, and I think you know what, you just booked WrestleMania right there for Gunter and the other two.
Yeah.
I think so. Because think about it, Sami Zayn already got his win. You know they like to do the 50-50 booking. So Chad
There you
Gable
go.
can get that win and well, I just beat you 2 weeks ago, so kind of
There we
protect
are.
Sami Zayn too. So I think that may be where they're going with that one.
I must
But
agree.
next on the docket, Drew McIntyre makes his entrance.
Hmm.
And I gotta
Oh
tell
boy.
y'all right now, Drew McIntyre has been on fire.
Yes, he has.
But he walks out to the ring, and who comes down to follow him? Seth freaking Rollins. Perfect. Now, Seth Rollins, y'all, I think he's drowning right now
Yeah.
It's
because
clowning.
Cody Rhodes is cooking.
Hmm.
Now, after tonight, I'll say Cody Rhodes is cooking.
Hmm.
The Rock is cooking. Roman Reigns has his chance to cook on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yep.
I think this was Seth Rollins' chance to cook. He went in that ring, and Drew McIntyre cooked. What did y'all think about this segment?
I think
Wow.
which way you want to go, Kerry? You want to go first?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He cooked last week with The Rock in the ring. Like that was good. This was a step back from that. That's all I was gonna say. And yeah, he's still not getting serious. And that's making me mad. He's still wearing these weird suits, doing the laughing. The crowd is chanting "whoa, whoa" because they got nothing else to chant when it comes to Seth Rollins. It's this was rough. This comes from the order of Diarrhea Dwayne too. Like that wasn't Cody. Cody just stood back and didn't even open his mouth with that
Yeah.
segment. If you remember, he made sure he's clear. So yeah, Seth Rollins, he has to betray Cody. That's his only way out.
He has to.
Yeah.
He needs something, and he needs something bad. I love Seth Rollins. Well, I used to. They've killed his character. They've killed him as a wrestler. He's just been damaged. I don't know if it's irreparable damage, if that's the word I'm looking for. But Drew McIntyre, I thought he was hurt too bad as well. But he came back and he recovered, and he looks like he should be in the guy in the ring with Cody, The Rock, and Roman, not Seth.
I must agree. I think the issue with Seth is not irreparable. I just think he needs to go away and come back serious. I think that's the way you kind of fix this because Seth is a big enough star to go through what he's going to and be able to build himself back up. If Drew McIntyre can do it after losing to Seth 3 times in a row on Monday Night Raw, I believe that Seth Rollins is more than well capable enough to do so. And when you mention like as a wrestler, Kenny, what do you mean? Like you mean like his wrestling in general and the ring as well? You feel has taken a step back?
No, Seth Rollins, I think he's still, you know what? I don't think it's wrestling. I don't think so. I think he's still one of the best in the world when it comes to
Agreed.
wrestling, but I still just really can't take him serious, even when he's in there putting it on, just because of all the goofy stuff around his character.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree with you too. I think he needs to go away, and the fact that the fans are asking for this, because it's not just me, it's not just you guys. There are people literally saying, "Please, just give me some time to miss Seth," because Seth has been around forever, dude. And it's like we get it. You know, you're the workhorse. You are the guy when it comes to being there and carrying this company, but we just need a break. We need you to go away, take your time, come back with a new gimmick. It's almost not to bring up the other side, but it's almost like John Moxley. Like sometimes people get tired of seeing John Moxley. He's been around constantly since the beginning of his run. There's been no break. So you just want a break from that. That's just my opinion when it comes to Seth.
You're old enough, you've done enough, you're good. Let
Yeah,
somebody else come up too. And there's more opponents for you to face. There you go. And yeah, Seth Rollins has taken a step back from like 2015 Seth Rollins, but he's still Seth freaking Rollins. He's
agreed.
amazing in the ring. So it's obviously good. But I want to make a point about Drew McIntyre. He said this himself that, hey, WWE, they've left him a little bit more free when it comes to his promos. Now it's almost like he's back in the indies with the amount of freedom he has. So
Cooking.
he gets to take his character with the writers, obviously cooperating with them into a certain direction, and it clearly shows that he has freedom. And this is very much akin to how things were back in the Attitude Era days. And you can't do this with everybody, but Drew McIntyre is talented enough that hey, it's showing. Like he was done. Like I don't think many people could have recovered from the position that Drew McIntyre recovered from in like just a couple of weeks. Now all he does is icing on cake. Like I didn't even want to see him at WrestleMania. Now I want to see him win the title so he can cut more promos. And for the first time ever, I think after he wins the title, he will actually do something worthwhile. That was his biggest problem because like the first time when he won the title, it was amazing. The Royal Rumble match with Brock Lesnar. After that, after winning, like he went from here to here. Now I don't have that fear anymore. So yeah, Drew McIntyre is in a good path, man. And like you said, Kenny, instead of Seth cooking, Drew cooked, and he's gonna continue to do so as long as they let him free.
Yeah, I have to agree. And one last thing before we move on, if Seth isn't re-signed yet, how all the dirt sheets claim, he's making a really, really, really big argument on why he should be paid whatever he wants at this point, because he's established himself as a heel, and you can even say a tweener, because he's a heel that people like to cheer at this point. People really likes what Drew is doing, and I think now you have a shot to really solidify him as a main roster guy, which he has been, but I mean like a main eventer, because he fell off from there for a little while. I think he's back now, and I think you got to keep him up there and keep him hot.
Yep, I agree. He's back. I mean, and just like the things he says, like he's saying what everybody else is thinking. Like Seth Rollins gets in there, night one, this is going to be so huge. Me, Roman, and The Rock. Drew said no. What should be huge is you facing me, the guys who are in here. That's your problem. You focus on the wrong thing where you need to be focused on this. So, we'll see where it goes. But do y'all think Drew takes the belt from him at Mania?
Oh, 100%. I'm just hoping that Damian Priest doesn't crush that. Because now that's the only thing that scares me, that I'm like, all right, what do you do with Damian? But for me, Drew, he needs his moment, man. And you can, and I think it would be, I think arguably, I don't think it would be career killing, but it would damage his character right now after losing to Seth so much, to build him back up, to then have him lose again. Tough scene, man.
Yeah, and he's taking those jabs at CM Punk, who will be on WWE Raw next week. So CM Punk is saying, I'm not being left out of WrestleMania. I will be there, and I will be on Raw next Monday. So what do y'all think we're setting up? Do we get the special guest referee match?
With the injured bicep or whatever, I think you can move it. Maybe you can count with the other one.
Yeah, he can do it. He can do it.
Yeah, he might injure himself again making the count, though. So I don't know. He might injure the other arm.
He's going to be a host in a wheelchair, so he doesn't move physically.
Make sure personally, bro, I think that he's going to be a host and somehow insert himself as a special referee into that match.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, because Drew's still taking these jabs at him. Like, I cost CM Punk this match. I cost him this match. So CM Punk might just come in there and cost him his world title match.
I don't know if I would like to see that. I kind of want to see.
I wouldn't.
I kind of want to see Punk like I kind of want to see Drew hold it all the way to SummerSlam and then have Punk take it off him. But I don't know what they're gonna do with Priest, man. Do you have him fill his cash in? That would be what, 2 years in a row? Because they had Theory cash in for the U.S. title, which kind of brought the Money in the Bank from like up here to all the way down here. So I don't know what they're doing. I feel like they should have just pulled the trigger on Priest a long time ago, man. During the summer.
They like him for sure, but now like you put Priest over there with Drew with CM Punk. Priest is he's not there.
I don't know, man. I would have him fail, but then the importance of that Money in the Bank just keeps dwindling. There's people already saying just forget about Money in the Bank, get rid of it. So that just keeps dwindling it down.
I don't think they need to get rid of it, but having the wrestlers hold it all year when you don't want to pull the trigger is not a good thing. So I don't think you should get rid of it, but just make it more spontaneous, like have them cash in just a few months or whatever. Don't have it around all year. But I think Damian Priest is probably going to cash it in at Mania. I don't think he's going to get it either.
Wow.
I think they're going to keep that belt on Drew McIntyre to either have CM Punk take it off of him or to put Drew McIntyre over Punk. But I don't think Priest is going to get that. But I mean, it has to go away because Money in the Bank is coming up pretty soon.
I agree. But I'll book something for y'all right here. CM Punk counts the 1, 2, 3, and Drew McIntyre wins the match. Damian Priest tries to cash in, but CM Punk says, nah, my brother. And he GTS's Damian Priest, and then he tells Drew, I'm going to take it from you.
I mean, but what do you do with the Money in the Bank at that point? Because you just buried Damian Priest.
I mean,
now you got to do another cash in.
Bro,
I mean, you could do it.
Judgment Day's been cooked, bro. Anyway, like to me, it's like I don't look for them.
Truth.
Like, man, it's been cooked, bro. Like, I don't know. And somebody said something really true. They said that Damian Priest has not teased cashing in on the undisputed title not once. Like, they've kept that Money in the Bank so far away from that title, kind of crazy.
Yeah. But see, they could cook with that, though. If that did happen and CM Punk hit him with a GTS, when CM Punk does face Drew, if CM Punk wins the championship, you turn it around and have Damian Priest come take it from CM Punk since he most likely would get injured in that match. So I think it could work.
I agree.
All right. So next up, we got New Day versus Akira Tozawa and the Alpha Academy.
Basically,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What did y'all think about this? Do y'all care?
I don't care.
This is what I don't care about. New Day goes forward, obviously, as you would expect. You got to put New Day on the WrestleMania card, so shouts out to those young men. And the final match on the card, we had Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax, who burned the house down.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Do y'all agree?
It was better than I expected. I mean, my spirits were down when this was announced as the main event. But you know what? I like the way Nia Jax has been booked so far, and this match was no exception. And they just put on a good match. I'll give it to them. This was fun.
Yeah. I agree. I wasn't looking forward to this one either. I was like, you know what? They put these women's matches in the main event all the time to just try to treat them like throwaways. But those women went out there and they worked.
I must agree.
I loved when Nia Jax kind of like botched the table spot. The table wouldn't cooperate with her and she just left it and somebody else put it up for her. I think that's good. You know, sometimes wrestlers, they'll panic, go get another table. Now you're out here wasting time fiddling around with it, but she just left it and went in the ring. Handled it like a professional. So I thought they did a lot of good stuff in this match.
Hey, man, I've been telling y'all for months now, and I've been saying this. Anybody could go back. Y'all can see I've been saying, man, Nia Jax, she's been having a great run. Stop it. But she's been having a great run, man. Like, seriously, like it's just been good. Like, yeah, they booked her up to be this big monster, but I like to see it, man. Now, my only thing is she gonna make the WrestleMania card? Because how else do you get into WrestleMania? It's 2 weeks away. There is no build, which is why off stream I went ahead and threw the idea of open challenge against Jade, but now she doesn't even look so strong after taking that L against Becky and that L last month against Rhea Ripley in the Chamber. So what do you guys think they do with that?
I don't know what we do with Nia. I agree with you, though. I think she's had her best run right now. She hasn't had a run this good since she's been in the company. So getting fired and coming back, I think she's been overperforming ever since. So they got to give her a spot at WrestleMania. She definitely deserves it.
I think so, too. She's been a big, like, prominent part of the women's division, like, over the past year.
And plus, like, she played to the perception of everybody really well too. And like, if people hated her, she played right into that and made people
Exactly.
boo even more. And that's when I really started liking this run. And like, I gotta give kudos again when she first came back, crushed not Nia Jax, but Rhea Ripley actually crushed her.
Yeah.
And then I think someone told her backstage, like, calm down a little bit. Hey, she's been good at wrestling too. She's not been injuring people left and right. That's an improvement. How do you put her at a WrestleMania card? I was just thinking maybe just a multi-woman match, maybe a battle
Yeah.
royal that they do every year, like some crazy tag team match.
Possibly.
But yeah, we just talked about the tag team titles for the women in the beginning of the episode. I guess they're out of the picture. They're gonna just like get rid of him. Who
No,
knows?
man. We'll see, but I think Nia Jax personally is Triple H's best rehire. A lot of people like to talk about Chelsea Green and Bronson Reed, but I don't think nobody has impacted their division as much from the rehires as Nia Jax has. I mean, put her like a monster out there, and like I said, I think she just got the Chamber main event, so I can't really
There you
sit
go.
here and go crazy, but I think she deserves a Mania match too.
2 nights. I don't know. It's still
Yeah.
tough.
It's tough
Yeah,
for sure.
I think Carol's right. I think she'll probably get thrown in like a women's multi-women match, and it'll probably be like a battle royal, and that's probably where we will see Jade again because by the looks of it, they're scared to commit to putting her in the story, so she may still not be ready.
I agree.
2 weeks out, you could have used her for a big build, but we're not seeing anything there. And I think her and Nia Jax, if she was ready, would have been a pretty cool match if
Yeah.
you were building Nia Jax
Mhm.
up to be this beast, and then Jade was the one to take her down. So I don't know.
But how much build do you need for that? Just one segment. So
Yeah, true, but they hurt Nia Jax tonight if that's the case because she
That's
she
the
didn't get
problem.
pinned. I guess that's a good thing about it, but she still lost her match.
Yeah, I agree. That it's just not a good look. Like the open
Yeah.
challenge would have been cool 2 months ago if she didn't take those 2 hours against Rhea and Becky just now. And this Becky one could have been avoided.
Right. So, after the match, Rhea Ripley comes out looking like a dark snack. What did y'all think about the face-off?
there it is.
Yeah, man. I like it. I don't mind it too much. I'm always a fan of the face off between the champion and the challenger. But man, the way they're building up Becky right now is kind of scaring me because it almost looks like they're booking her like she's going to win this match, and we might get the swerve of she actually wins the match. But man, I really want that title to stay on Rhea. But it kind of scares me, brother. Making Becky look extremely strong, but they could also be doing this just to make her look extremely strong in defeat as well. So just depends.
We are
Yeah.
in the era of long title reigns. If Gunter is ending, if roaming is ending, I mean, it would be kind of in theme like to end this one as well, this long title reign. But I just don't see it happening. What I see is though we're all unsuspecting, and when this match hits us, we might really end up liking it because it just takes me back to Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. I had the same exact feeling. I didn't care about the build. I thought the promos were basically, nothing to write home about. But then the match came up, and like it was one of the best matches of WrestleMania.
That was a good match, man.
Exactly, and Becky proved that she can have a good match, tonight as well. And she had obviously many other good matches in her career. So with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, I feel like regardless of the mid or even less than mid build, I think we're gonna see a good match. So at least I'm excited for that. But even if the match is gonna be good, regardless of what happens, Rhea Ripley is leaving as the champion, and I will write that with my blood on the table.
Agreed.
I agree. I definitely think Rhea Ripley is leaving with the strap. But Io Sky, I know we're not talking about SmackDown right now. I think she's definitely dropping it. So I don't think you have both women lose their championships. I think Rhea walks out with hers, and a different woman will walk out with their other championship.
I wouldn't be surprised if Io won, man. This is a great
man,
way. She has not. I will agree, but there also hasn't been that much women talent on SmackDown to really defend her title against. Like, it's not completely her fault. But yes, I agree. She has not been cooking, but this is a way for them to really solidify somebody by beating Bailey at WrestleMania. But I really want Bailey to win though, for sure. Like, to me, I'm just like, just put the strap on her. I like the story. I like where this is going. Put it back on Bailey.
Yeah, I think, but I think they need to make Bailey at this point because they've kind of knocked her down so much. But you think about Rhea Ripley, the superstar quality she brings when she's holding that belt. Bianca Belair had that superstar quality with the belt. Even Bailey, I feel like she would have it
Yep.
too. But Io Sky, I don't know if it's the fact that she can't really speak English too well, but she just really, I don't know. It feels like she just doesn't have that connection
She
that
don't
these
hit.
other
She
women
don't
have
hit for
had.
me. I'll be honest. She don't hit for me at all.
She don't
So,
hit for me, and I said it, and people buried me for it. So
oh,
I'm
that's
kind of being
they could
careful.
bury me with you too, bro, because she don't hit for me neither. I'll be honest.
Asuka in NXT. That's the way you
Oh
handle
yeah,
Io Sky. You put her front and center. She's in the group, but she's in the background with the title, and you can't even see her like physically. What are you doing? She's
Yeah.
supposed to
yeah.
be in the middle, hitting all the big moves. It says she's hesitating, hitting Bailey. No, hit her. Do the moonsault. Stand over her. Like,
Yeah.
no, she's being buried right now. Like visually wise as well. So there is a way you can do it. I don't know if WWE is gonna pull the trigger with her though. Like Bailey's just so good at in the ring, in promos.
Yeah.
Like
We
yeah,
put the strap on her, man. It's been a while.
pretty much, pretty much. But I think we'll talk about all of this more in our WrestleMania like prediction or match card video
Oh
coming
yeah,
up soon.
that's
So
coming out later this week. You guys will go on ahead and see that for sure.
Yes, for sure. And we'll be here to talk about AEW Dynamite. We'll be here to talk about Friday Night SmackDown, and we will be bringing y'all the news updates. This channel is about to
Yes,
get
sir.
popping. So thank y'all for coming through, staying through on the ride. We're about 45 minutes in, fellas. I think this is pretty much perfect. What did y'all think?
I thought it was fun.
This was a
man.
test show, y'all. We got on here at the last minute, and I think we cooked.
We definitely did.
there's one last thing
Yep.
before we get out of here. Don't forget to check out. Not that. Not yet. Not yet. Don't forget to
Not
check
yet.
out the Cody Rhodes video that we, give our extensive
Yes,
thoughts
sir. Y'all
on
make
the
sure to go
promo.
check that out. Make sure to like,
Yeah.
comment, and subscribe to it too.
That Cody Rhodes video is somewhere on the screen right now, so y'all check it out.
For sure. But we gonna catch y'all. Peace.